Okay, so you might know what this is about, but you're not ready for this. Trust me, you're not ready for this, because this is absolutely one of the most despicable things Nintendo has ever done. Yeah, it's a surprise. I'm making another video about Nintendo. This is gonna be the last one of the year, though. It's surprising, but yeah. This was literally unexpected. I had not expected this video to exist, but here we are. And here I am making a video. So, what did Nintendo do this time, you might be asking? Well, if you must know, Nintendo suing a guy. Yes, Nintendo was suing a guy. What a surprise. But get this. It's for something really fucking stupid. What could that thing be? Well, Nintendo was suing the guy for selling his Nintendo 64 on eBay. And how much are they suing the guy for? The amount that guy sold his N64 for on eBay, $25. Yeah, you heard me right. Nintendo is suing a guy who sold his Nintendo 64 on eBay for the $25 he made. As to why they would be doing this, it's Nintendo. Why wouldn't they do this? Nintendo is really fucking dropping the ball. Okay, so the article reads, Nintendo has declared its latest lawsuit and will be suing a guy in Vermont that made $25 selling his old Nintendo 64 on eBay, sources have confirmed. Okay, first off, selling... Who cares? Some guy is selling the old Nintendo 64 that they don't fucking use anymore on eBay. $25. Big whoop. Well, apparently it's a big whoop to Nintendo because... You'll hear why for a minute. Wow, this isn't worth it at all, said Arnold Wells shortly after being served a notice to appear in the Washington courtroom for an upcoming pre-trial regarding his unlicensed Nintendo profiteering. First off, unlicensed Nintendo profiteering. Nintendo does not sell the Nintendo 64 anymore. They don't sell the Nintendo 64 anymore. They don't produce it. None of that shit. So why should Nintendo care? Oh, I know why they're doing this shit now. Because the Nintendo 64 games are on Switch. So of course they would. And apparently that's hurting the Switch Online expansion pack's profits. Like $50 is still too fucking much. Cause when you think about it, all we're really getting with this expansion pack, all we're fucking getting is Nintendo 64 games with fucking Sega Genesis games that they won't be adding much of within a pretty hefty time, but what do they care? If they don't make money, they'll sue. I found it, but anyways, back to the article. I found this thing in the attic and figured it wasn't doing any good up there, so I just listed it online. Is that a problem? Could I go to prison for this? Unfortunately, apparently you can. Because apparently, according to Nintendo, it's against the law to sell the products that they don't fucking produce or sell anymore. Because why would they? It's fucking... Nintendo's fucking despicable. This just further proves my point. Nintendo does not give a shit about the consumers. All they want is the fucking money, and that shows. They just want the money. Not... They don't give a shit about anything else. It's the money that they want. Hence why they're suing the dude for the exact price that the guy sold his Nintendo 64 for. Literally 25 bucks he sold it for, and Nintendo suing him for that 25 bucks. Like, really, Nintendo? You really have to do this garbage? Like, you've done some fucked up shit in the past, but this just... Why do people still fucking support you? I really wish people would not support you. I want your company to fucking burn down. I do not care. Anyways, back to the article. Representatives from Nintendo defended what many have called an overreaction. An overreaction is correct, because it's literal fucking bullshit. Because, go figure, it's Nintendo. They don't make money, they'll sue you for the money you make from, again, selling products that they don't even produce or sell anymore. It's really, it's pathetic, that's what it is. It's really sad that Nintendo is doing shit like this. Here at Nintendo, we are dedicated to maintaining Nintendo's long-established identity, explained Doug Bowser, Nintendo of America president. As such, we simply cannot let our players also be the ones buying and selling the units, as well as dictating the prices in terms of sale. They are literally doing absolutely nothing wrong. The guy simply didn't want his Nintendo 64 anymore, so he sold it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, at this point, they're gonna fucking go on to, like, retro game stores like Slackers and shit like that for selling their consoles, controllers, games, and everything. They're very likely going to be doing that here anytime soon. Why? Because they're allowed to, apparently. And as long as people support Nintendo, they're just going to keep doing this shit. It really bugs me that people let this shit happen. And then they say, oh, Nintendo's allowed to do that. Yeah, they're allowed to do it, but you know what? That doesn't mean they fucking should do it. Like, I've used this example before, but I'm gonna use it again. I could rob a bank. Like, I could rob a bank. Does that mean I should do it? No. I should not do it. I would never do it. And again, the guy is doing nothing wrong. He literally just didn't want his Nintendo 64 anymore, so he sold it. There's zero wrong with that. It's all about the money with Nintendo. Like, sure, PlayStation, Xbox are greedy. It's obvious. But still, what the fuck, Nintendo? It's this disrupts the relationship between us and the public. It really threatens our perception as a family-friendly company. You claim to be family-friendly, yet listen to this next sentence. Listen to this next sentence. And this is that claim that I just said about them being family-friendly is, you know, it's gonna be absolute bullshit. That is why we will sue any man, woman, or child that even so much as draws a picture of Mario. It's because we care. They'll sue any man, woman, or child for even drawing a picture of Mario. Just because they care. Like, no! That means literally the opposite. You'd sue even a fucking child for drawing probably one of their favorite characters in the whole wide world. That, you know, that is literally the opposite of caring. You are literally being a dictator at this point. Like, you're not allowed to draw our characters or we'll sue you. You're not allowed to make fan games because we'll sue you. And then we'll do all this shit. Fuck you, Nintendo. You're fucking scum. That's what you are. You're scum. Critics of Nintendo say that this is just the latest in a series of egregious, or however the fuck you pronounce that word, oversteps by the famously litigious corporation. And it is. Because this is 100% pure absolute fucking bullshit that Nintendo was pulling. Because why not? Nintendo is a multi-billion-dollar company, so they could fucking get away with whatever they want. And nobody will care because it's Nintendo. They make great games. Yeah, just because they make great games sometimes doesn't mean that they should be allowed to do what they're doing. I made it obvious. I refuse to fucking support Nintendo. I will not give Nintendo any of my money. Ever again. Why? Because of shit like this. Saying they're allowed to do it just because it's theirs doesn't mean they should fucking do it. That's basically like, I mean, I probably fucking get a lot of negative backlash for this, but honestly, I don't care, because I think I'm right about this. A Nintendo property is basically an NFT to them. Like, if as long as they get money for their shit, they couldn't care less about you as a consumer. And yet people fail to realize that. It's like, really? Frankly, I think we're going to be hearing a lot more about this kind of thing, said Sheila Powell. Oh yeah, we are going to be hearing a lot more of Nintendo being a shit scumbag company. Like, they do good things extremely rarely. But one good thing every now and then is nothing, because they do so much bad shit. It doesn't even fucking matter if they do anything good, no matter what it is. Like, having Super Mario Logan shut down all his channels, that was good, but that, because they're still doing bad shit, that doesn't make them a good company. Like, even a fucking villain could do something good, but they're still a villain. They're not a good guy if they do one good thing. Nintendo wants the world to know they have a very zero tolerance policy regarding any sort of modding, reproducing, and selling of any of their hardware, software, or intellectual property. Again, they don't sell the shit, so why should it matter? That's why you hear about so many garage sales getting busted up by their goons lately. So even if you're having a garage sale or whatever, and you're selling a Nintendo product, and they find out, they will sue you. They will sue you because, hey, they're allowed to. So why wouldn't they? I really wish Nintendo would stop. They need to stop this shit. It's sad. They've entered a real boots on the ground phase of this thing. And I fear for what the future holds for anyone who gets on their bad side in the coming months. We all do. Sheila, we all do. Because, let's be honest, Nintendo's gonna keep doing this shit. Like, I will be honest, I do have a Switch, but it's not necessarily mine, it's my mom's. It's her house, it was her money, she bought a Switch, there was nothing I could have done about that. There was nothing I could have done about it. Her house, her money, she should have been able to buy a Switch she wanted, and she obviously did. But, yeah, again, it was not my idea to get the Switch. I was completely against it. Granted, I do buy their games, but well, not really. Because, again, the games we have are physical. Mom bought them at GameStop, brand new. Like last year when she got the thing. Got them full price, brand new at GameStop. And they're physical copies, all of the ones we have, so. since they're physical copies, GameStop got the money. Now I don't support GameStop either because they're also garbage. But again, my mom, it was my mom who did that. I can't do anything about that. As of press of time, a couple of guys were kicking the shit out of the guy dressed up like Mario in Times Square. That last sentence I just read had nothing to do with it, with Nintendo suing the guy, but they still shouldn't have fucking done it. I really wish Nintendo would just fucking stop. Or at least people would stop supporting them. Like, just because they make great games sometimes. And yes, sometimes. As in, the best game they've made recently for the Switch was Metroid Dread. I have played the demo for it. I like it. I think it's a good game. But I'm obviously not gonna buy it because, again, that would mean supporting Nintendo, and I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like, I'm 100% against Nintendo. Have been for the past several years. And this is just all the more reason to hate them. It's absolutely pathetic. Nintendo, what the fuck? You upset anybody with a fully functioning brain. As in, people who are against you, cause people who support you are absolutely fucking stupid. I really want Nintendo to fucking burn down. I really, really do. Because if a company does shit like this, why are they still fucking up? Oh, I get it. Oh, I know why. Because people are dumb. And they'll support whatever. Edward says Nintendo is a bunch of Nazis. I agree. They really fucking are at this point. Because we aren't even allowed to, like, fucking sell any of their products that they very likely don't fucking sell or produce anymore at a garage sale. We're not allowed to do that anymore, apparently. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Nintendo just wants an excuse to take people's money. This sickens me. Sickens me beyond any comprehension. Please don't support Nintendo. And if you support Nintendo, which I'm pretty sure there are probably going to be some people who will still support them for whatever dumbass reason. Like, I'm just gonna laugh at you. I feel And by laugh at you, I mean as in I feel bad for your stupidity and everybody you know for having put up with you for however old you are, possibly longer. Because again, Nintendo's a bad company. Don't support them. If you want to support, if you want to support somebody, support Mr. Beast. He's a great guy. I mean, I don't know him personally, but he has done so much for humanity. Like, he is a blessing on this world. Like, he's a great guy. Support him instead of a scumbag company like Nintendo. They don't deserve your money or support. Mr. Beast does. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm going to go sell my Nintendo, the one Nintendo 64 game I still have on eBay for $30. I'm gonna do it, and see you later.